Welcome to MyWebUniversity.com. When you visit MyWebUniversity.com, you will be presented with this menu right here. And on the first one, if you click on the video in English, you will be presented with my YouTube channel called at MyWebUniversity. There's 2,100 videos of IT and DevOps and a lot of resources here that you could learn from it. A lot of programming language, operating system, database, networking software, DevOps and IT, Ansible, security, Go language, programming languages, Python, C, C++, Java, and name it. And the same time, if you click on this one under the videos and Dari, you will be presented with my YouTube channel Dari, which is my YouTube videos that I posted. There's about 522 current videos. They're all, I have covered the same material for computer science students, and then these little girls that are kind of, it's very sad. They are not allowed to go to school after 7th grades. It is not easy to just talk about it. And I get a tough time when I just want to bring it up to people's attention that with all the economies and poverty that is in Afghanistan, people cannot even get education so they can help themselves and their families. It is very, very kind of sad, and it's a human rights violation, and that these girls after 7th grades are not allowed to go to school. On this video, I'm going to be presenting a lot of stuff. And then I mentioned to you that you could watch from overall 2,600, which is 2,100 of them is in English, which is this one, and then another 522 of them on Dari. And at the same time, if you click on the direct path to Linux Ubuntu, my online page, you will be presented to MyWebUniversity table of content 1.html. And this is basically 43 chapters of massive IT and DevOps programming, operating system, database courses that I taught at either the university level and in the United States, college level, computer science courses, IT courses, and also I am doing it on YouTube for you for free. This is as a result of 36 years of working at the industries and having 2 degrees, Bachelor of Science and Master of Science in Computer Science from Prestige University of Cal State Fullerton, and working with more than 36 years and 8 years of technical teaching courses part-time while I was working the past 36 years of IT work. So all of these videos, each one of them, which I'm going to be going through this, you could see for a lot of programming language, a lot of PDFs, a lot of technical documentation, more than 50,000 PDF files. You could just get it if you're DevOps, programmers, students, computer science major, looking for career changes. This video is for you. There's, for example, if you look at some of these chapters that I'm covering, is starting, let's say, on chapter 16, the Linux manual pages, technical documentation and PDF, the whole thing. Then you can click on the videos also on chapter 17. All of the videos that I have already posted on YouTube, you can see them in sequence. So, for example, you can also filter them. Say, let's say you're looking for a data structure, you type in data structure, and then you could see here Python data structure, string sets, list tuples, list comprehension, data dictionary, classes, all of those videos. The same thing, Python data structure, string sets, list, data structure, a different operating system. This was on a Linux Ubuntu, this was on a Windows operating system. And then Python data structure, again, here, a different course. Tuple data structure, just one course covering tuples. Similarly, this one is covering list. And then this one is covering interview question. This one is covering Python string data structure. This one is covering data dictionaries, and data dictionary is very important. Mapping is called on C and C++, Java and C++. Python list data structure, you can see here, and then Python, C++, also vectors, and then dynamic data structure of C++. So a lot of these courses are very, very helpful. You can see C++ programming, and as well as other ones. So if you're looking, like, for example, from zero to hero, I have a lot of videos that you could just go and watch it and subscribe to the channel. This course is watched about 26,000 views so far. It is gonna go in millions soon or later. I am thinking that since I provide this one for free, and more than 500 people already make comments and like it, these videos are going to go viral someday. But before they go viral, they just join and watch the channel grow with you, so you could learn. By the time it's too late, you already have a job in these subjects. For example, if you want to be a sysadmin or operation person that working on DevOps related work, programming, database, system admin, system analyst, DBA, all of those ones, you need to know Linux, you need to know Python, you need to know Java, you need to know Go language, Ansible, Cybersecurity, all of those ones are covered on these classes. This is Linux Fedora from zero to hero. This one is Anaconda Navigator. Anaconda is similar to Python. It's called Conda, similar to pep stuff you do, install the software. R programming languages. This is very extensive for statistics software and data scientists. If you're a data scientist, you must know R. R is very good with data visualization as well as statistical data. Yeah, it competes similar to what Python does on the AI stuff, but also data scientists, our language is very, very good with the data sets and data frame, and just manipulating data and getting graphic data visualization stuff. I have a lot of these videos, and look at this one is 4 hours from zero to hero. And then some of them are on Linux platform, some of them are Unix, Linux platform, some of them are Windows. I covered them all just to help you out. And then Rocky Linux, Ubuntu, not Linux Ubuntu, Rocky Linux. So if you're looking for Linux Ubuntu, you could just type in Ubuntu here, and then all the videos that are Ubuntu related you can see here. There are some of them are showing up, like this one is a Fedora, and then it should come up on maybe the next videos. Some of them are right here, Linux Ubuntu long-term support. That's from one of two. This one is about 6 hours, 18 minutes. Then this is Bash scripting on Linux Ubuntu, and so on. There's a video number 2 of them. Solaris operating system. A lot of this stuff are very, very cool things that you could do. I just showed you chapter 17, and if you want to go to a Dari version of chapter 17, similar, you have MyWebUniversity on YouTube channel, similarly with all those courses there. And then if you say, well, how about searching for something like Dari itself, you can see here that whether you type in Dari in English or Dari N4C, it is going to bring you up a lot of courses. And then you can see that the next page is there. And then you might just want to say, search for algorithm or algorithm, and let's see algorithm. So algorithm does not show here. Maybe I wrote it in algorithm or algorithm, but what I could do is just show you on the English version that there's a video for C also. My keyboard, I have to translate it to the Dari version, but I'm right now trying to finish a lot of stuff, and then you could just search for it. Like here, you could say algorithm, and then that al-Khawarizmi, Muhammad bin Musa al-Khawarizm. He was the Persian mathematician and philosophers and genius of the 9th century. came out with SOP, Al-Kitab, Al-Khawar, Al-Mukhtasar, Al-Hisab. That SOP was the algebra later on, and then we now know, okay, from SOP came algebra, and then trigonometry, handasa, and then maybe calculus, and then all of these other technology would have not existed without Hisab, which is Al-Khawarizm is the building block of everything that you can name of it and nowadays exist, whether it's Google for uh, search engine, or Amazon Web Services, or any other company that exists now. They're based on the internet, and internet is based on computer science and IT and networking and everything. And at the same time, and the structure on the bottom, if you look at the basis and these mathematics stuff and science. So we are going to just go to this one. You can see here I have a lot of chapters. If you want to learn C, C++, you have the entire course here for C and C++. This one is just basically going to help you out with all the definitions of standard IO.h, and then for C, and then IO stream for C++. And then this is C++, of obviously the namespace std is there, and then all the functions that you could call inside the namespace. And then here's a hello world example. C++, you can copy and paste it into your code and run the G++ dash wall. This is a warning all dash std dash C++ standard 7 minus O, meaning output, and then hello is the name of the file. The code is hello.c. This is your source code. And then when you run this one, if it is successfully completed, this and is kind of on this condition. It says run this one and this one. If this one returns a status of 0, then hello will just print this statement here. If this one does not return a successful, meaning it some compilation or some code was mistyped, if you were missing a semicolon, this would not execute. It will give you an error, syntax error. But then when this one is done, then it executes, it prints out this output. I just gave one example, but and the nice thing is you have 5 examples of these codes you can practice and do that one. At the same time, notice here on the top, it is menu driven. While you're doing it for every like C++, you could see that there's 12 headers, 180 symbols, 4 namespace, 5 examples, G++ compilers, and then you might say it's only 12 header, but C++ has thousands of headers. Yes, it does. And I have other chapters on my book that will show you any command on chapter for C++ or C, you can get their standard output. Right here, or you could also type in, for example, if you type in IO stream to get the header for IO stream, and then you just click on it, then I print you the IO stream. And then right here, you can see all the symbols. This is IO stream should come up. Let me just see. Yeah, it's OO stream, and then I stream and all other one are there. So the example here, IO stream is included, and then string is also included, and then you could use the list. For example, by doing std namespace, you know, when you say using namespace, you don't have to say std colon colon. This is a little bit softer version, but by default, people write this one as common, and then just write std colon colon cout or cn or nline and so on. And then the one that you're looking here, you can see some of them. You could go to the index here and then say, okay, I want to see the string data. And then right here under the string, that is the string module or library, and then from there you could just see all the functions, that methods that are defined as for the string object that you can do. So if you go here, there's a number of them, but this does not cover all of the ones that you are looking for. And if you want to go on the PDF version, you can get that one on the site on MyWebUniversity.com also. So the other option is right here on the menu. When you go here, you could just say, okay, let me just go, for example, here you could see STD, we have all that one. And then all the objects are explained here. There's a lot of details on these ones, as well as if I go on the top and say memory management or handling concurrency, all of them, you can see it, the namespace, each one of them, you click on and it's there. But at the same time, let's say you go to the main menu, which is click the direct path to Linux Ubuntu, and I showed you the C++, for example. Let's say look for Go language. For Go programming language, when you're looking at the Go language, you can see all the details are here. With examples also for how to code it and how to run, Go build, Go compile, all of that one are there. But at the same time, notice on the top, I just gave you like C++ earlier. You could see that going back to C++, if you want C, and you could just get the same thing with C. And with C, obviously, standard lib.h or standard io.h or any other ones, you can search for them, and then you could get the data for the header files, similarly to what we did on the IO stream. And then you could also get the Python. With Python, there's a little bit more details with this one. Let me just see why this screen comes in as that. It should not come up like that. Okay, I'll check on this one. Maybe something something is wrong with that one. I'll fix it. So for Java, you could see that it is showing out all the Java processes and language details for programming with java.io, java.util, all the modules and everything are explained here. Similarly for Ruby, you can see that one and a lot of them. Similarly for Rust, Rust here, you can see that one. And Perl programming. And I mentioned, our language, for example, that was the data science, kind of programming language for statistic. And you have here, I had a lot of videos for it that I just showed you. But let me just, my mind is on Python. Why is this one coming blank? I'm not seeing why this coming blank. So let me fix that one to see what's going on. And then I'll fix it, and then I'll just come back to this one. Okay, I just fixed the issue with this blank page showing up like this, and then you could refresh it. Now this going to be okay. The reason is this, that at some point when I was doing massive updates on chapter 21 through 43, some of the configuration files on one of the PyDoc documentation, you could see it was kind of were basically having a 0-byte file like this one, pydoc.index. So this one was on June 28th, was compromised or modified, not compromised, actually was overwritten with 0-byte characters somehow. I'm not sure what caused it at 127. Maybe I was doing snapshots, or maybe I was doing a target zip files to tar it and everything. At some point, this file got modified to 0-byte at this time. So what I did was I went in through my backup system, and last night I also made a backup on the same kind of this target zip file is on the 28th, and this one is on the 27th. Unfortunately, the 28th was corrupt. You can see June 8th was already modified on 0 bytes. So I couldn't restore back the same file from June 27th. Luckily, I had made another backup, which was 27. And doing that one, I said, okay, let me extract it. So what I did was, first I list the syntax of it. I see with a tar ganzip files to see from that list, how do I just get a list of all the files. And I knew that on the 27th, the file was not a 0 byte here. You can see here. So that on the 26th, when I did the backup of that file, which was basically the backup was on the 27th for this file that was created at 6.7, and you see that this file was not there. So I ran this command tar zxvf. Z means compress it if it is not compressed, and uncompress it when it is .tar.zip file, as the file is. Extract means X for extraction. If you put that T for display, you will see that what are the files that are already in the ganzip. But in this case, I wanted to extract it. So I said xv for verbose, F is the file name. And then the data that I wanted to back up, I just wanted not the entire 16 gigabyte. I only wanted one file or a few files from the PyDoc directory. So this was the path that I provided, www/react/prod/PyDoc. And then it found out these files, and one of them was the file that was 0 byte. So after extracted, it puts it into the www directory here. So I cd to the www directory, React prod, and I saw the files were all good. And then the PyDoc had the size of it with this. So I said, well, let me copy PyDoc, this file, to the current production directory. And then here now I have the file with the right permissions, everything with PyDoc. This file is 0 byte here, but after I made the copy and I just listed again, now the file is no longer 0 byte. And that's why you see it on the website here. That's good. And then you have to validate, say, okay, is this going to show me like math? Okay, I just fixed the audio issue. Now it's recording again. I'm going to just talk about it. And I'm already sharing my screen. So you can see here the module that I mentioned, I think was JSON. Yeah, JSON. So you could see that JSON is shown here. If you look for any of these one, Padlib, Socket, Threading, NumPy, Pandas, and Flask, and all of the other ones. So all the other modules, including the one that are not listed here, if you type in request, so there's thousands of modules in Python. You can just type in any of them because it runs the command on my Ubuntu server, and it will just give you the thing on the GUI. So just to give you a taste of what I have done in this program is that if you are on a Linux Ubuntu server or Linux Red Hat server or any of them, you don't have to be root to do this one, but there's a document called PyDoc. PyDoc is a module actually. There, if you just go to Python 3 and then say import PyDoc, and then PyDoc is actually having all the details here. You can see that with PyDoc, you get Python documentation. So if you say quit out of this one, and you want to see the command line of it, you say Python 3-m pydoc. Pydoc -m is means use the module. So now if I say, give me the sys module, I will get that information from the command line. But then now I'm going to convert all of this one into a web interface for you within my Python in a nice graphical interface. So you don't have to do all the hard work. This is the code that I'm providing you. For example, you come in here and you just type in math, like I just showed you the request. You could do that one for math modules. All of the modules, there's thousands of modules, built-in modules, and then other ones that are from third-party vendors that you can install, like NumPy and other ones. You can get all of them. For example, look at this one. Let's say if you quit out of this one, say pydoc, and then say NumPy. This one is going to produce it right away, the information, but I want to give you a taste of how big this is. So if you say word count minus L, you can see it is 7,689 lines of text. If you use basic calculator and you say 71,689 divided by, let's say, 20 lines per page, that's 359 pages long. Actually, sorry, more. I missed 689. I missed the 689. So right here, you can see 3,584. And then if you look for something bigger, like say, let me see for pandas module, how big is pandas compared to NumPy, Panda, and then you can see pandas, that is 92,000. So basic calculator, or you could say echo 92,833 divided by 20, and to a basic calculator that will give you a faster way to do this computation with using basic calculator. But you could also go to basic calculator and then just enter this information here, and then say, give me the output here, and then quit out of it. So a number of ways you can do these kind of things. But look at this, 4,641 pages of 20 lines file. That is a lot of things to digest. But if you say, actually, go ahead and show me this one, and I could go through them, it is going to be massive. It's going to just show you everything, and you can go for a long time to go through them, right? And then all the functions and method and the attributes, the double underscore methods and the magic methods, everything is listed here with all kind of data sets and buffering and everything else with doing data science kind of activities with pandas. But at the same time, you could do NumPy for numericals, and here Flask for web, and the threading for system programming, socket for socket programming, path-lib. There's a lot of stuff you can just go and experiment and then learn it. And so this is just one video, one chapter of MyWebUniversity.com, which is here on the table of contents. There's a number of them. So like I showed you, for example, Go language. And then on the Go language, if you click on Go language, you could say Java, C, C++. We went through this one. If you want to see Java, it's all of them are here. And then similarly for Ruby, I'm not going to go through each one of the chapters. Otherwise, it's going to be this video going to be really long, because 43 chapters, but I'm going to give you a highlight of it, and you're welcome to practice the copy and paste it, and then practice it as an interpreter for Ruby and Python, and as a programming language like compilers with C, C++, Go, you can do it as interpreter as well as compiler. Java is object byte, and then Ruby is interpreter, and then Perl's interpreter, R is interpreter. So you could do all of that. You could just practice them. And then if you look at the practical extraction reporting language, this was the language of the web. You could just see there's still enterprise level web legacy stuff is still happening with Perl. I used to work with the Host Pro, and we did 129,000 domains back in 2000 to 2003 with Linux, SGI, IREX, Windows. All of those ones we were hosting 129,000 domains, and the entire development was done with Perl programming back then. There was no Python back then in 2000. Python was introduced later, and Python went against Perl, but Perl is still does a lot of the coding for system level, from legacy level, from enterprise level, from the web. You're welcome to use it, but obviously you have to use the latest version so you don't have any vulnerabilities. But Python is out there for you to do something similar, but a little bit easier, more robust. The line of code is more readable, more manageable, more easier to do it. It is Python is both object-oriented as well as functional, and Perl is object-oriented as well. R programming for data science, it provides you all kind of modules that are on the R, for example, R base, data wrangling, visualization for graphic, statistics for computation for R language for data science stuff, examples, and you have like 5 examples that you can practice. And then base R is that the entire modules that are coming out of the box when you do it. This is built-in vectors and data frames and functions. The same thing with data wrangling. Like you can see the deploy methods. This is very big on the R language. ggplot2 for graphic and stats for the statistics. Quick examples you can see here. Cut and paste all of these ones in cat and this and that, all of that one. I have covered a lot on the details, including the visualization and doing graphics on this one, connecting to the database, MySQL, MariaDB, everything. So there's a lot of videos for you at MyWebUniversity, and this is not end of it. So let's say go back on this main menu. We just covered up to R language. So Java we covered. Now Ruby, we already went there. Rust, we didn't cover. So I'm going to start with Ruby. And you can see Ruby here is, I did mention Ruby. And then Rust is another programming language, is very good for parallel computing, and then faster. And then it's not as fast as C, or it is efficient with memory management and different type of coding for threading and this and that. Concurrency as one of the main thing that we could do with Ruby. I'm sorry, with Rust. We went through this one. Let me just go all the way from chapter Java we covered, R, Rust, and then Perl we covered. So our language, and the JavaScript, starting with chapter 30, you can see JavaScript and Node.js is very top of the line for web, asynchronous DOM objects, and HTML, CSS also play a good roles with Java and JavaScript and Python and everything. You have to know JSON, you have to know YAML, a lot of these API calls are being handled by these tools. And then these programming languages or these scripting language, you could just use a lot of them. And then notice here, HTML and CSS is another chapter. This one is chapter 31. So if you go to mywebuniversity.com/chapter 31, then you will see a different screen, which is giving you more kind of options. So let me just do that one and give you some of the other thing that is not showing in the menu, but I provide you more. So like if you say chapter 31, .html. Then you can see here HTML and the CSS, and then you have this information for doing it. And but notice that HTML5 elements and CSS layout, CSS flex, and then CSS grid. Each one of them you click on, you get more information. Foundation of the web, and then responsive design, accessibility, modern CSS, and every code here. And you can see this nice interface. I built it on with AI Claude help. I built it on MyWebUniversity with this nice CSS and JSON stuff, everything on HTML, Python, and JavaScript all together. So you can see right here under JSON, you can see JSON stuff and JavaScript object notation. This is basically data dictionaries and arrays of types for managing it. On the old days, we were doing it XML. Nowadays, people use JSON and then or use YAML. YAML is the superset of JSON. So XML is for business to business data, kind of reading data from files and other ones to manipulate data through API calls, or JSON or YAML. YAML is basically the language of Docker, GitHub, OpenShift, Kubernetes, yet another markup language. This is very human readable kind of code. The syntax is very simple to do it, and then without the arrays and dictionaries. Another one you can see here, when you define it, you just have a different syntax. If you want to learn the YAML syntax, here's the video to show you whether the start of the markup and end of it, how the comments are done, what is the string, and all of that one is explained, and you can practice it with these lines. Whether you write a Docker file or a Kubernetes file or OpenShift, YAML is your friend. And similarly for JSON, I jumped in a little bit faster from JSON. If you look at the JSON here, JSON syntax for this one, chapter 32, you can see all of the JSON syntax here. So this is a string, and this is a number, Boolean variables, null, objects. This objects is like a key pair value. It's a dictionary because it's put within braces. And this is an array because it has a list of values. And these values could be numbers, integer, anything. And then missing object and trailing, no comments, any of these ones, you could just go through them and then see it. This is one big example of a JSON. It starts with a dictionary and it has a comment, then a key pair value. Each key has a value. Key, well, this one is itself is the student is a dictionary where ID and then is the key, and value is for student is 1001. Name is Alice Smith, and then email address and so on. All of these are key value because it starts with this brace, and at some point you're going to close that brace. Then you start, this one is an array course. It's put in within the bracket array. It closes here, but inside the array you have the dictionary, data dictionary, key pair value, key pair value, key pair value, and then at the end you have an array. So if you say course of courses sub 0, it will give you this element of dictionary. And then courses sub 1 will give you this one, and so on. But then inside this one, you can manipulate it further by getting the element of dictionary key value pairs. And that's the API calls that you're passing on for get, post, and all the other ones through the web, and you're reading these ones through your stuff. But they are very, JSON is very universal data format. And you can see this, some of the MongoDB and other ones are using it. The JSON is built in for browsers, and powerful tooling, and everywhere it's used. It is used on GitHub API calls, payment stripes, cloud APIs, Amazon Web Services, Azure Web Services on the Windows side, and all use JSON, mastering open this. And if you look at the YAML usage, the YAML usage is You can see here DevOps standards for Kubernetes, Helm, Dockers, Compose, Ansible, GitHub, Action, GitLab, CI everywhere, right? And then human readable, very easy for a human to read the syntax, superset of JSON. So YAML was later on was added to support Docker and then Kubernetes and all these other OpenShift, other stuff that was introduced with some easy for developers and DBAs and sysadmins to just read it and then don't have to do too much with the syntax. But the syntax I showed you, it's very easy. So you're welcome to learn from these ones, but please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. So for example, I go here on say, show me chapter 29.html. 29, let's see what is under 29. Here is R language. So you can see there's a lot more on R language. And if you go for chapter 20, so some of these chapters you can go by hand also to see it. This is Perl. And then and you can see for each one of them, there's more detail that you can learn. For example, for Perl script, you can see Perl -e to run this print high. This is just execute that statement there. Similarly on Python, you could say Python-C and then execute this. And Ruby, you say Ruby-E and then that statement. Those syntax are very, very similar, but unfortunately they have to make it sometimes different and harder for people to just memorize it. And then that's why these documentation on MyWebUniversity could just either help you right away, or you could, if you forgot, you could consult it again and look for it. See, this one is for Rust. You can see all of that. So if I go for the previous chapter to, this would be Ruby would be 26, I believe. Let me just do 26. Yeah, this is Ruby, and then you can see on Ruby, we have all of that explained. And as I mentioned here, -e, and then for this is like similar to C programming language and C++ and other ones. They use for this as a similar to print. It writes the string, whatever you write, put a string, and then -e executed on the line here. And then if I go here for chapter 25, this is for Java. Notice Java is similar, Java C, Java. This is Java creating the program. Java C is it compiling it, hello.java, and then you run the thing, the executable bytecode, which is hello, in this case, by running the Java virtual machine in front of it. And then you have the class path, and then you can just say from the current directory, hello, and that is. Start.java, this compiles all that one, and then it puts a lot of the class file. So you say class path is this, all the Java file has a .class file, and then when you say Java -c hello, it is going to execute this application hello that does all this work. And this is also jar, Java archive, and this create a file, and this is app.jar. You're creating from all the classes file an app.jar here. And this is java-jar app.jar. This is when the jar was provided. If you want to run it, you, instead of the class path, you say the argument -jar, saying that this is a jar file that you're doing it. There's also war file, there's a jar file, there's tar files. Each one of them similarly requires a different syntax. And that's what DevOps and developers are getting mastered. And as a subject matter expert, working with 36 years, teaching computer science courses at the university level, and all learning both Bachelor of Science and Master of Science and at Cal State Fullerton degrees, and then also doing a lot of software coding and programming, database, everything. These things becomes your friend. You just memorize it, and I provide you on the internet and I'm trying to make your life easier. Try to subscribe and help me out and make sure that my channel also grows. Otherwise, I'm just kind of doing everything for nothing in return. I just need to your help also. Please share with your friends, loved ones, and everything. So, like for example, if we want to learn Go language, 25 I think it was Java, and then 24 is Go. You can also go to the CGI script under the main menu and then see that one. Like for example, here, Go language was chapter 24, I believe. Let me just see Go language. Yeah, 24. So you could see this one is the CGI index.html and just redirect you to the Go programming language here. But if I say now, go to chapter 25 24.html. Maybe yeah, I do have it. So this is just by the direction Go language. You can see here everything. Open Go programming language, and then you can learn it. Format, for example, is for IO format, input output. And this is basically your standard IO on C, and then IO stream on C++. Format is within, when you import it, you put double quote around it. And every time you include it, these functions are going to be available. Print line to print a string with line characters, without the line characters, printf, sprintf, string printf. These ones are also on C and Java, C++ also. Printf is the statement, errorf. A lot of these ones are either borrowed or similar written. And then there's a lot of variables that you could do percentage v for a verb, percentage plus v for verb, and on printf, everything. You could also have for a string, percentage s, for a digit is you write percentage d, and floating point or real numbers, you could do percentage f. They're a lot similar to C and C++ and Java, so you could do it. This is like when you have left justify the string within 10 digits and so on. So you can see all of the syntax. I provide you here with examples. You can practice it. You just cut and paste it, run the Java C compiler. I'm sorry, this one is Go. Go run, and the name of your code to run it on the interpreter. Go build to do this one. And I was telling you that for each of these documentation, I also have on my MyWebUniversity PDF technical documentation. So if you're interested to just learn the entire technical documentation here, just for Linux Ubuntu, for example, here I have made more than 9,000 technical documentation of PDF generated like this. So you can see all of them are available for it. So if you're looking for like Go programming language, notice that here it is Go right here. So there's about open all 14 of them. You can learn all of them, but what I would encourage you to say, click on the Go-build, and then now you have this documentation, Go-build in PDF. I generated you based on your dynamically what you clicked on. And then right here on the Go-build, you can see here, if you do Control F and type in HTTPS, this is go.lang.org. Notice this is clickable, right? So you could just also say copy and then paste it here and say paste it here, and then now you're on golang.org there. You could do that one and then get more documentation for Go and here, and then just use the manuals, everything. But at the same time, if you're learning from MyWebUniversity, then you say, well, this is cool. Can I do it with more than just one of documentation? Yeah, you could do that one. So what I do is, like, for example, let's say on this one, you could say, show me something on the these ones. Like these are like 7 of them, right? VI, VIM, visual interpreter, improve, nano, Emacs, gedit, pico, and ed for stream editorial. Now, it was the original at Bell Laboratory. They built it in order to do editorial, and then later on they changed it to VI and Vim, and now new Vim and VM. So now you can see here, all of those 7 of them, I just generate you the PDF files on the fly. Each one of them you click on, whether you click it here or you click it on this graph, the file will, on this table, it will be provided for you. If you're like a novice, you want to learn Pico, yeah, just click on that one. It will show you for your editorial. But if you say, I want to learn Vim, for example, and then you could just click on the gedit for graphic editorial, Emacs for Emacs, and Nano for Nano, Vim for VI Improve, and then you get that one. All my coding, I'm doing it Vim. You could also say, well, this is good. Can I just get the new Vim, which is the package nvim? So the other day I installed the package right here. I will show you correctly. So if you say app list new Vim, this is the package name that I installed. Now, as a result, man and Vim is there. You can say new Vim. So this is that one. And now if I just type in this one, because I installed it, I say nvim, new Vim, it will just generate it for me on the fly right here. And that is your new Vim. So you have to have Linux in order to do get this one. Someone might say, what is the use of having it on PDF? Let me tell you the advantage of this one on PDF there. So let's say you're learning Python and you don't have a Linux machine, you don't have a Windows machine, and you say, show me what I can learn about Python using MyWebUniversity. All you did, type in Python, and I generated it to you in the PDF file on the fly. And just one button that you type in Python, and then you just get it. Now you have the python.org documentation also reference here on the See Also section. So if you just look at this one under the internet resources, all the resources that the open source community have put on their technical documentation, whether GCC or Vim or Python or Java or Go or any languages or any commands out of those 50,000 PDF that I generated, those ones are searchable on my website through this man to PDF conversion. You type in the word Python, then I just already converted for you there, and now you're on the python.org website. But if you want millions of technical documentation, just go to the docs. For example, here, there's millions of other ones that are on the internet that you could get it from the same page. And right here, if I just go to back to MyWebUniversity.com, let me just go to that page. Yeah. So like right here, I could say man to PDF. Let me just go directly CGI. And this is already on my chapter 12. So, but I know these ones, I say man to PDF, and then I just say Node. Node is just a command that I just generated Node.js. When I say millions of instruction, I mean this. Now I give you the node, and then you do Control F and search for HTTPS. Everywhere HTTPS, then there's URLs like nodejs.org. It will take you to Node.js. And then here you could go to menu and then learn everything on their technical documentation. All the modules like OS modules and everything. And then you might just say, what is this going to tell me? Yeah, if you just know some of these functions, and no matter which operating system you use, like for example, say which node and node and dash version, and now I am there, now I go there and say os.hostname, and then write it as a function. It says os.hostname user info, and it's going to give me the user information. OS dot type, let's say the function type, to see what type of operating system there. OS dot architecture, and then you can see, get you the architecture. But watch this one. If I just go open a command prompt here and then say, let me just open a new one here and then say node dash dash version. And notice here, node dash dash version is going to tell me that is the version. I go node here and say os dot name, not dot name, os dot type. It is going to give me the type, os dot version, and then it's going to give me the version of operating system on that one. And then on this one, if we do os dot version, this one is a different version. Let's move on to this. Right? So here OS is Windows 11. This is something that you could just use these API calls, or inside the code, you could say, for example, os dot user info. Notice this one is a Windows, so it tells me C drive, my profile, and versus home slash wlutfi. And this one is not tied only to the Node.js. So if I exit out of here and say, go to Python, then Python is there. Import OS module and os.system. Now I could type in, say, cat -n etc cos-release. Then you could see that operating system. And if you say os.system and then say id-un or id-a for all my information, it will tell you the user information. Or group-a. ID dash group all dash group name. It will tell me the group name. Dash G will give you what group ID, and then you can get a lot of them. You could just say groups. This one will give you all the list of groups. But or you could say, for example, give me the entries, get int password for Wahid. And then you can see here that user information is displayed for you. So inside here on the Python, and the same thing, if I exit out of this one and say clear screen, say Python dash version, and I'm going to go to Python 3.12, then now I say import OS, and then say os.system, and then here it says system info, and then do a pipe, and then say find a string /I, and then say OS name. And that is the double quote included with single quote. Now I did is OS is loaded, run the system function with system info command, and then pipe it to a find a string, which is another command in PowerShell, and then you just do /I, escape it. Wherever is the OS name is OS, or name is there. If you want one line, then you could just say, instead of find a string, and just say find. Find a string is similar to egrep. It is going to look at each of the string that you pass on in the argument, and it just run each one of them. But find is like grep command, global regular expression. It just matches this string exactly, that is OS name, and ignore the case, and it tells you this. So there's a lot of other arguments you could pass on to this kind of information. Like, for example, if you want get the memory information on your computer, you could get it, or the model of the CPU, everything. But I'm not going to go through that much details on each one of these examples. Otherwise, this video is going to go long. So if I exit out of here and it's going to do this one, I could close this one and just leave these other one, because I was doing some backup. I want to remember what I was doing here. So right here, I'm on the Python inside here. If I do, like, for example, dir here, there's all the objects that are listed. For example, the module OS is there, and look at how many functions are there. So if I get help on the OS dot just on all of them, I could get it. Or if I say help on OS dot, let's say OS dot system that we did. And then we don't need to write it as a function, and it is going to tell you everything that we could do it. Also on the for Python, you could run the help itself on the OS like that. You could just get the details there. Okay, I'm gonna exit out of this one. I go back to my normal training on this. So we could just come back here. We already did these ones, and let me get to chapter. I'm gonna go to chapter 23. So chapter 23 is not there, but chapter 23 I think was yeah. So sometimes you have to go here. Chapter 23 is C++ and other ones, and you have the CGI script, all of them there. So the way I would know here, if I go here, say, okay, go to this directory, clear screen, ls-ld chapter star dot html. And, sorry, I'm on the wrong directory, bar react prod screen, and I'm there, and then I just do this, and then look at the chapters right there. It will list all of those ones. So chapter 23, you can see it is not there, but chapter 24 is there, 25 is there. So starting with chapter 24, let's look at chapter 24. Chapter-24.html. And the reason some of them are not there, because obviously I put it into the CGI path for you, so you can learn it through that. Go language is there. You can see all of that one. And it is very efficient. And if you're looking for C++, right here is your chapter 23. If you're looking for C, it's chapter 22. So notice from chapter 20, I just jumped into chapter 24 because some of them I provided a CGI script. It doesn't need to do that much detail on each one of them. So right here, if you go to the right path to Linux Ubuntu, you can see chapter 40, chapter this and that. So let's see on the 36 cloud. Okay, SQL, I think we finished a YAML, so I'm going to start on chapter 35, which is a structured query language. I have those videos on the SQL also. So if you go on MyWebUniversity.com and click on this one, click on chapter 17 for videos, and then type in SQL here on the filter to say, show me everything that what he did for SQL. You could see here, structured query language. There's a number of them either mentioned on these videos or have been covered in the past. And let's see if, yeah, I must have mentioned the structured query language. That's why on the tags it might find it. But the topic of it might just say structured query language or something. So let me just do structure, yeah, structured query. Yeah, a structure is one course, that's a structure on database. But if I go to YouTube here, on this one, you can see some of the courses like Python, Cloud, and then Go, Node.js. Yeah, SQL here, SQL and database. So the notice I put SQL and database for course. And so some of them are not watched that much, so they might not be highlighted. It's 167 because I put it like 2 months ago, but usually when you have a lot of subscribers view it. The content is very, very college level courses, very helpful to get you a job and help you out. But unfortunately, I don't have that much subscribers and not that much views. And if you just share it, it might get there. So for the one on the here, if I type in SQL, yeah. Oh, there's 47 of them. So let me go specific to that title, which was SQL and databases. So, and databases. I could say on the filter, you could just type in databases. It should be good enough. Databases right there. So as soon as you put the ampersand right away and D, it will just match that one because this has this SQL and databases. That's what's nice with filtering. So if I just type in also database, it will just show all other videos that are related to database that I covered. So SQL and database is one of them. The Python scripting, how to connect to MySQL database with the Python. What is a database course in Python SQLite and DB. So you can tell a lot of my videos are top of the line for DevOps and developers and coding because I'm doing it myself as a developer for 36 years teaching and everything. I know what I'm teaching you and I know what is useful for you. You just have to know that where these resources are and share it with your friends and loved ones. So that way we all could benefit together. So the chapter that I was talking about here was a database. And then on the database, I also covered LDAP, Lightweight Direct Access Protocol. That one is for hierarchical database. We use that one. Sometimes you have Active Directory for the Windows side, and on the Linux side, you are connecting to Kerberos, LDAP, ICAM, and then a lot of other SSDs and IPA for Linux domain for Linux. But LDAP is one of them that allow you to do this hierarchical database. So we have object-oriented database as well. YAML is, we already discussed it, yet another markup language. This is very good. And then we went through the syntax. You could just practice that one. Also for Docker, Ansible, and then OpenShift and Kubernetes and all of that. So then we have on the MyWebUniversity, the next one, let me go to right here. Again, for the chapters, you can try those chapters also, but I don't know if I have the time to go through all of that one in that details. Maybe on different courses, when I cover one chapter, I'll show you the HTML and the CGI, and then I'll run through examples and show you how you could benefit it. So for cloud computing, we have cloud computing that you could do Google Cloud Computing, a lot of other companies, they provide Google's, Amazon Web Services, they do cloud, Azure's cloud, and then there's an Oracle Cloud and Google Cloud, everyone, Apple Cloud. Each one of them, they have clouds, but through the cloud, they provide some services, whether it's web services or infrastructure as a service or a platform as a service or software as a service. They will provide some service. All of those ones, they might be using Ansible and Ansible Playbook and other ones to do a lot of the kind of server management and system administration and software management and controls, how to deploy like OpenShift environment or VMware or anything that when you use Kubernetes or Ansible, this is like agnostic for the software that you're deploying. You could just do it on Ubuntu, Red Hat, anything. They are very friendly. Amazon Web Services, Azure, and then Azure is also in the cloud, and you have a lot of videos here and a lot of, not videos, content. And then you could learn from them. Docker and Podmans, very useful for Docker for microservices is containerization, similar to virtualization, but containerization. you have much more smaller images of the container or Docker image, and then you could do it through Docker files, and Docker basics are there, Docker compose, and Docker examples like Docker pull and Nginx. You pull it from the Nginx repository, and then Docker images will list you all the images. Docker RMI will remove it, and then Docker image prone-f will completely delete with all the unused images. Docker build-t, and then the T is tagging it with this one. You can just see all of these information. A lot of them. The PSS to check it, Docker PS all show the running, and all the other ones that were active, Docker run. You run this image, and then it pulls it if it's not installed, and if it was installed, it will do it now. Port mapping -p from port 80 back to port 80. It will map it. So the port 80, the name of the Docker container is web. So you just run Nginx on the web. And then you can do Docker exec with execute to IT option to just also connect to that one or run commands. There's so many of these ones. I have done a lot of them, and I'm going to learn a lot from these at MyWebUniversity.com. We went through Apache on my web servers. I'm doing Apache. I have done Nginx, and you could use both of them. There's very easy syntax. System start to start systemctl start Apache 2 stop, restart and reload, and then status on the same Apache 2 version on Ubuntu. And then on some other version, they might just call it Apache itself or HTTPD. So the syntax is a little bit different, but this one checks if this Apache has syntax. If it is okay, you could say, okay, now I'm going to start it. And then there's Apache to enable site. You can enable your site and enable modules and systemctl and this and that. A lot of it, you are just going to look at it, and then if you have question, put a note on the ticket. I'll help you out. Not on the ticket, on that. I was going to say just create a Jira ticket. No, you just need to just put it on the YouTube channel, say how I have helped you and how you could share the knowledge to your friends. And at the same time, if you have any question, just don't be, hesitating to just ask it. Just do it, and I'll help you out at the next video. So this one was Apache. And then if we go back to this is 41. So I'm going to go directly to chapter 42, chapter -42.html. This would be protocols and securities that we want to discuss. So there's a lot of protocols that you can see: SSL, secure socket layers, HTTP, hypertext transfer protocol for port clear text kind of things, and HTTP hypertext transfer protocol secure for encryption for port 443. This is for port 80. This is by default. This one you can also go to the secondary port 8080, or you can go to 443 or secondary 8443. It's up to you which one you want to configure your web server, but you have to know that port number when you configure it. SSL, secure socket layer, TLS, and then SSH, SCS, secure shell, scopy, secure copy, and secure FTP file transfer protocol. REST API and curls and wget, IAM and identity managers, cybersecurity. So imagine a lot of these things. You're doing it on a daily basis, and every time you panic, say, "Oh, I'm not the Linux guy," or maybe I could talk with Wahid, or maybe talk with. If I don't know this one, don't do that one. You could be another Wahid or another subject matter expert. You are just going to learn it over time. Don't just be afraid to touch it. Don't be afraid to test it yourself. And yeah, you could use your friends, loved ones, and neighbors, and other ones. But I don't know if they can all help you. That if they are not willing to help, and the best friend that you have is MyWebUniversity.com. It's all free. You don't lose anything. You just subscribe on the channel, and YouTube channel subscription is always free. It will always remain free. You use these videos, learn it online, the PDF, hundreds of thousands of technical documentation on the internet, 50,000 of them is on my website. From that 50,000, you could get more than hundreds of thousands, maybe millions. You could get it, depending on which side you go. And when I say millions, yes, actually, I am talking about something like that. So if I just say man to p and the CGI-pen man to let's do. You see those Linux commands I made also for you to practice Linux online for free. CGI-ben man to PDF.cgi. So if I just say GCC and do that one, plus let's say Java plus Go, we did Go already, plus Ruby plus Perl. So let's say I'm just saying generate GCC compiler technical documentation and Java and Ruby and Perl. I told you my web university, I built these ones in order to help you out. You don't have to just know what you're looking for, or go to the library or buy books. You just come sit down in front of your computer or on your phone, just use your phone, and I'll generate you on this thing and documentation. Like for example, GCC, look at this one. It is about 433 pages of documentation. All, if you're on the server here and you say clear screen man GCC, notice that this one is the GCC, but all together here man and GCC word count minus L, there's 2808. So if I go basic calculator and say 28,083 divided by 20, that's 1,404 pages. So this is more than 1,000 pages, but actually I divide by 20, maybe it is divided by 40. It's like close to 431 pages. You can see that this is how this information is there. However, I said maybe million, this is what I mean. So inside here, you could say search for HTTPS. All these GNU.org website, now you're under GNU. All the documentation for GNU standard GCC libraries or reference here, you are having access to the internet because I'm on the GNU.org. If I just delete this one, I just say, take me to GNU C compiler collection compilers, C and C++, and you can see there are hundreds of thousands of this, right? Similarly, if you just say, okay, on this documentation, is there anything with OpenMP? Control F and you say OpenMP. And so then you can see OpenMP multiprocessing. There's a lot of them, 39 of them. But some of them might have HTTPS on it, and then which you could go through them, and then if you find them, just click on them, and then it will open openmp.org or openmt.com or something. But let's do another on Open ACC. And then you can see OpenACC technical documentation, 24 of them. So a lot of these ones are very, very useful in terms of getting this. But I could say search for HTTPS and then open anything with open. Let's see, nothing with open. So I'm going to say search for HTTPS. This was GNU.org, but there's 71 of them. Imagine like this one is CWE, and that's common weakness enumeration. So a lot of these ones are top of the line technical documentation on the internet to find you so many of them. each one of them you click on it to take you to something. GCC, CWE, CWE. A lot of them can start with the CWE. Let me see if there's other than that CWE. This is a lot. Wiki, you see that one? This one was a wiki, something with yeah, wiki.c. So you click on this one. This is a Carnegie Mellon University. Wow, software engineering. This. So you can see there's a lot of people since 1969 have been contributing, and I'm bringing you everything here. There's a lot of documentation. So if you go Control F, let's say, for example, with Java, I don't think with Java. Let's see with Oracle, not on this one. So what would that be is under that Java documentation. But if on this one, let's say I type in something with AT&T Bell Lab, did this one. Let's see ATT. There's, wow, 555. Bell Lab, Berkeley maybe. Yeah. Yeah, not Bell Laboratory. Okay. You could do high performance computing, HP, high performance computing. Nothing. Parallel. Yeah, parallel is a lot. So there's some of the information are there, but you could also look for the, let's say, the Java version here. I was telling you that GCC is one. Java, here you could see Control F here, and you say Oracle, and then obviously docs.oracle.com would be one link here, is there. And then the next one was java.sun.com, oracle.sun.com, docs.oracle.com. All of that one that are there. See how many of them are there. Some of them are clickable because the URL is provided here. This is for Java 24 docs, and then you can click on it and you can get all the documentation here. But inside these ones, or you could also get more detail by going to API calls and this and that, right? The GDK for standardization, all of that. So depending on what you're looking for, there's so much to learn. And then the other ones I wrote is like Perl, practical extraction language. So HTTPS, this one you could see Perl.org. Now we're on Perl.org website. The CPAN, all of those ones, comprehensive Perl archiving network, that one is there. You could just get all these libraries. And if you just go here and say, what about the other one, Ruby? I think I typed in Ruby here too. Yeah, Ruby here. And you could see the green ones, so you can click on it to download them. Like right here, if you download it, it will just come out to your machine. And the nice thing about this one, you could just go at your own time when you're not connected on the internet. Some of the people, and unfortunately in most countries, they don't have internet at all time. So for my fellow Afghan girls and boys and that are not able to connect all time to internet, I just understand you. But you could just go to the language like this also. And then if you are on the internet, you could look at it this way. But if you're not, you just download it and then read it offline. And like, for example, here, Ruby also, the internet, like I was giving you some example of how to try those ones. You could also try it here. So like, for example, you say, I love Ruby and my web university, and then YouTube channel, right? So you could say, this is the statement that you want to do, and then I'm going to say one is equal, and then I'm going to say, I also love at my web university, my web university, and at my web university dash Dari, the two channels. So if you do this one and then now you say put S and then you say one also, it's gonna just run those two statements. And then let's do this one. Now it says that elevatement undefined method say. So put S say. Let me just see why. Yeah, say one. So this one is I'm gonna say one just to do that one, because put this, if you just put it within the brace, you can execute more than one. And notice here, it is executed this one also. I love MyWebUniversity. So if you want to say this is statement and then say for this say one, that would just execute to statement properly. See, I love Ruby and MyWebUniversity. I also love MyWebUniversity, this one. And if you did it with this syntax 5 times, and then this one is going to just write that statement 5 times. If you want it 2 times, you just run it 2 times, you just run this. I'm going to show you how you use MyWebUniversity with Ruby, for example. Let's just do that one to get advantage of why I'm making these many videos for you on the MyWebUniversity. So you go the direct path to Linux Ubuntu. You could cut and paste for Python, for Go language, for C, C++, but I'm just showing you today just Ruby because I showed you on Ruby website and that one. So one of these videos on Ruby right here, video chapter 26. So you come in on the example section right here, and then on this one you say copy this one. If you could copy these lines of code, there's a lot of them. And what you could do is say, okay, I could just write that as this function or this block of this. Let's do this one and say we copy this one, and I'm gonna go to this directory where I am. I'm gonna make a directory called theme, and then I go to theme, clear screen, and let's minus L, not the thing. I'm gonna say vim hello.ruby. And then I'm gonna just paste it, this one. Fortunately, the paste does not work. Let me just show you how you could do that one on this programming language. Here, I don't have it, so I'm gonna exit out of here and then say, okay, I'm on this directory and then there's no file here yet. What I could do is say, okay, let's do this one, copy this one, and then I'm gonna go to my Windows terminal here. And then on this directory, I'm gonna create a directory temp. Actually, let me just go to programs, make cd to Ruby. I don't know if I have, no, make dir Ruby. So I don't have any Ruby directory, we just made it. When I installed Ruby on my Windows, I could run it, but right now I'm going to create the file using code, say hello.ruby. Earlier I was using Notepad, but the cut and paste was not working. But since it's from that machine to my Windows machine, I don't have to go to a virtual box that's outside of my environment. I need to just do this one. Although I could configure that one also to do this. So now I cut and paste. Notice it says use a BenEnv Ruby. This is a Linux syntax. So I say, go ahead, save it. And then now I'm gonna exit out of here. And now I have this one, type hello.ruby. Sorry, directory type. Actually, the file did not get created. Let me just do it again. I just forgot to save it. Code. Yeah, it is there, but I think escape shift WQ. It is and now saved. close it, and then now I do dir, the file is there. Cat hello.ruby, and it's there. So the file is there. I'm going to copy hello.ruby and put it into home Wahid temp. I believe I made it that one on that directory. So into Wahid at my IP address 192.168.254.24. Someone might say, why you are giving your IP address? Don't worry about it. It is just a local IP. You have to be in the local subnet in order to see that one. You're not going to see that one from outside. Home and then home, Wahid, and then temp. So I'm going to put that one. I put my password here. So I used the secure copy. Earlier I was showing you secure copy here. And then if you say get dash command as copy, that is a secure copy that exact in the application is provided on OpenSSH. I could get dash help on as copy and see the syntax and everything for it, and try to do that one if it is provided on as a command. Notice this one is the external one, so it is trying to find it because it's not part of the PowerShell, but I don't care about it that much. And even though it is showing, I know the syntax, you could do that one, and then you could get my website here as MyWebUniversity and say CGI-pen and Linux command to PDF, and then type in as copy, and I'll give you the PDF. So this is the PDF for this copy, and you just get it all the syntax here. Everything's 5 pages, and you could just learn it from there. But let me just show you this is a full application. Everything is integrated with full documentation, full programming for command lines, for videos, audios, and everything. So just share it with your friends, and he will enjoy it. Let's go back to that program that I just did here. I'm going to exit out of this one, and then just stay on this screen, and then do this one. And now I say this hello.ruby is there. So cat -n hello.ruby, it is there. If I just say show me in color, laugh out loud cat, I could just get the same information in a very nice, colorful, similar to what we were seeing on Visual Studio Code. The other day I noticed that Linus Torvald made a comment about my code. I don't feel like I need to write my code in colors, and it's not necessary. He wrote the whole Linux operating system, and then come up with the idea and build it, and now it is Linux is what it is, and that everybody uses. We all collaborate and we all write it, and these codes, you could enjoy it. It's a little bit more appealing if you see the code on Visual Studio Code, or same something like graphic on this one, like, or Vim, say hello.ruby, and that kind of color coded. And you could say color scheme run, and you could see the different color setting. The Vim VI improve or Neo VI improve, all of them, they have different colors. So you could say escape shift colon color scheme, and then press tab here, you get all the list of objects that you have for colors. So for example, if I say get me the industry, that is this one. If you like that one, you just say, okay, this is my default. You can put it on the Vim or C, and then automatically it will open it in that color on your home directory, and the .vim or C. And then color scheme, and then you say the name of the color scheme. And the syntax, if you forgot, just look it up on that MyWebUniversity. I might have already showed you a video. But let's concentrate on this Ruby. So now we have Ruby here, And notice of this syntax, I provide you like, in order to run this hello.ruby, you just say Ruby, or just make the file executable Ruby. You could also add here, say, pound and say change mode, let's say u plus x, and then hello.ruby. This will just also u plus x means make user with the executable permission. And then you could do change mode 755 or 777. Everybody has a read, write, execute. You don't want to make that one. You want to just give execute. So it's 5, or read and execute 5, or just execute would be 1. So now let me just do WQ here. Now, if I just say hello.ruby, this file is not executable. What type of file it is? Hello.ruby, it is a Ruby script language, right? So you can see that you can do cat -n hello.ruby, and it's going to give you a line number with it there. And then on the line number 17, it says that if you want to run this one Ruby, because it's the permissions are not set yet. It is only read write by the owner, read write by the group, and read by others. That means this file is readable but not executable. So if I say just by itself like this, hello.ruby, it's going to say permission denied because it's not executable. And so that means I have to give interpreter hello.ruby in order to see the output. And notice here the Ruby warning, Ruby's shebang is not understood because this file was copied from the Windows, and then the carriage return is different. So the way you could tell is octal done hello.ruby, you can see that this file, and if I just say -c for character type, you can see this is the address of the file. This is user ben shebang things, and then carriage return is like a carriage return with a new line character. It should be only a new line character, which is called $. So then on the hello.ruby, you can say set a list. You can see all the $ is carriage return. If you have tabs, it will be control I. So that this one, you can also get it from the cat -ea, and then hello.ruby. It will show the new line characters as control M, because it was coming from as these control M's are just additional to the $. That's why the shebang is misunderstood there. If I just replace this one and say copy hello and .ruby to hello1.ruby, and then I want to just modify this one line using set -e inline. So I'm going to substitute it. I'm going to say substitute, and this line here, the whole line here, and to just this line without control M. And then I'm going to say globally, and then close it, and then the name of file is hello1.ruby. So it somehow it did not understood this, but I'm going to just do all the control M characters, because the shebang, this one is already in this syntax with the set. This one we should have skipped it right with the pound bang. This one is already misunderstood, so I'm going to say substitute everywhere you see okay, I wanted to see if I could just make it in one line doing that one. Yeah, I could just rewrite that one on the Vim itself. That would be easy. But if you want to do it programmatically, and then we could just say set -i, and then substitute, and then everywhere you see Control M, Control M, and the file was right here. Okay, everywhere I see this, and then I want to change it to this to just only $. On hello one dot hello underscore one dot Ruby. Okay, and closing thing, I need to double code it because I started with double code, and it's still not seeing it. Somehow it says, and there, let me just see the name. Okay, so hello one. This is hello one, not hello underscore one. So substitute that to this, and globally. I think this should do it. Yeah, no. Let me see, substitute, get rid of all the control characters, and then that would be just taking care of it. Yeah. So I didn't need to do the $sign because it's a new line characters. Now, the line did not change much, but because maybe it did not find it, Control M character. So let me just do this. I'm gonna say cat minus E A and hello one dot Ruby. So notice this one, the first line that has is it still has Control M on it. So I'm going to just go inside here. I'm going to say hello one dot Ruby, and I'm going to just say I'm going to just add another line here. Say pound, and then I can see it. Let me say color scheme, and then industry. And then here I'm going to say shebang user Benny and B, and then Ruby, and then this one just add another line. This doesn't matter to see it. Cat minus EA hello one dot Ruby, and you can see here that this has the same Control M characters. So the Control M character is causing the problem. No matter how you do it, it is always there. Them hello. There's something, a utility called DOS to Unix. So man DOS to Unix. Yeah, it is not there. So I'm going to say sudo apt install DOS to Unix. This is an old utility that we used to use. Let me say yeah, so man to DOS to Unix is there. What you could do is, since I installed it, man DOS to Unix, it is available. So now I could say this program rm hello one.rb. I could just say, well, I have this file. I'm going to say DOS to Unix, and then hello dot rb greater sign hello one.rb. Hello something. I just wrote it with the name differently. So let me just show you what I did here. So dev data file got 0 bytes. So let me just see hello hello $1 why it got 0 byte. So hello DOS to Unix hello one.ruby. Okay. So the syntax of DOS to Unix might not require double greater sign. I mean, one greater sign. It might just be the file itself, converting file, and now the file is maybe converted. Then hello.rb, and then set list and get rid of all the control and characters. We just did that one. And then and there's also Unix to DOS conversion, the other way around. So now if I just say Ruby hello dot Ruby, it will just run it, but that does not say shebang is missing, right? So now how do you run it as executable? If I say ls minus l, notice that this is still not there. Change mod u plus x, hello dot Ruby. I just made it executable, and you can see it is color now, but read write execute by the owner. Other people could not execute it still. So I'm the owner. I could say run it like this. And because I have the shebang user Benny and V, it ran the code with that one. Head -1 of hello the Ruby, it tells the env binary to load the Ruby interpreter, and then every line that is after that one, it executes it and does the work for you. So now I told you man DOS to Unix, even though I might have used this one 20 some years ago or 30 some years ago, this is still available, and you can do it with that command. And right here, you can see its arguments are passed on, how you run it. And if you now want the PDF version of it, because I installed it here, you just type in here DOS to Unix, DOS to Unix. It's for your friend, my man all pages, converted to you for PDF version. And here's how you read it on the web using your browser. You don't have to just install software. It is on MyWebUniversity cloud, and you learn it from for free, everything. So I also told you that you can practice Linux online. And so this course would not be complete without chapter 2, the basic of Unix, and chapter 3, intermediate, and chapter 4, advanced, and chapter 5, shell scripting. So for example, on chapter 2, if you're looking at it, we just went through the cat command. You can see cat command, what does it do, concatenation, and then it shows you the syntax of it. And if you just say, show me in line number, cat etc os -release, it runs the command on my web server on Linux Ubuntu 26.4 and produces the output on the browser. And then if you just do cat -EA, all those $sign at the end of it, you can see that one. Similarly, if you just get the manual pages of it, I'll just produce you the cat command here. So for everything that you practice on chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, you also get these rows of 33 commands with these PDF files. These videos that you can look at it, and then you can go to chapter 3 for more intermediate levels, and you could watch the videos. And then for chapter 3, you can also do like change owner, change mode. Change mode, we looked at it. This is like a technical documentation, because I don't want to just allow people to change mode on my server and then do this one. So I just provide you in a very nice table formats to do this one. Similarly for change owner, you could get all of the information, and then for other ones too. So like if you were looking at chapter 4, this is more commands, advanced level, 88 commands. So for each one of them, you could practice them, and see them, and watch these videos online for them. And also for chapter 5, the shell scripting. Shell scripting, there's bash scripting and C shells. You could actually get the list of script here, and then notice that here that shows the show command. If you type in command is equal help here, I'll give you a list of commands that you can practice, and then the list of what commands are giving you what. If you want to see the df-h, just type in here and df-h, and I'll give you the df-h. Any command that you type in, and you are seeing it there. And then the help itself for the contents of a file, like show for each.c shell, how it was written, you just say show for each.c shell. That is the code here. And if you want to run it, obviously, you say run instead of show, you say run for each.c shell, and it will just say soccer up to full volleyball, A through uppercase through F, and then similarly A through F lowercase, and 1 to 5, and then all those fruits and lowercase characters. So the programming is good, but then I want to show you one more thing, and that would be the end of this video. Before I go to the lectures, complete the lectures, what I'm showing you in very fast mode. So right here, if you go to the course and go to chapter 15, on chapter 15, I allow you to practice Linux online on my Linux server using this interface that I provide you. So you type in the PWD, I give you the PWD output. You type in calendar, I give you the output of this current month. You type in calendar minus A5, show me 5 months from the current month, you will see that one. You type in calendar minus 2, minus before 2, 2 months before the June, and it will show you the current month. And show me calendar 19070, it is the epoch calendar of Unix. And that is January 1st on Thursday. So you could say a lot of the things. So like calendar minus Julian format, the same kind of data. Or just give me the df-h command. Or and just get the manual pages man DOS to Unix. We just created the DOS to Unix, and right here you could get that one. Man Python. And then a lot of the commands I allow, a lot of the other ones I don't allow. For example, let's say Python 3, you want to execute something, I'm not going to allow. Like let's say Python 3-m 5 and then sys. And then you can see that because Python 3, you could maliciously do some kind of SQL injection or OS injection and do that one. For example, if you do ls-l, that's a valid command to the type in id-un. You are not allowed to know who's logged on the system, what is the user ID of it. But if I just say, let's say, cat minus n etc os-release file, then this one is allowed. I tell you what I'm running here, so you know what you're learning from and what environment. However, if you do a man, let's say man for bash, bash, and that was also allowed. Manual pages for ZSH, ZSH is also allowed, but I cannot allow you to say ZSH minus x tem slash malicious code.sh or something. It's not allowed. Or you could say, for example, rm minus rf slash star or something. Anything that you want to write as a rm minus rf slash star.cgi star.text, whatever you want to do, that one, I'm not going to allow these kind of information. But at the same time, you might just say, well, what about PWD is allowed? I could do a PWD and then say semicolon and then say rm minus rf slash. And right away, my program is smart enough to just know that you're trying to do some kind of additional code on top of what is allowed by providing a semicolon and run the second command, and I'm not allowing it. You try to say, go ahead, attach this file and say whatever name you just gave this name, I'm not going to allow it. And if you say echo rm minus rf slash and then send it to a file, under temp.t.sh, and then semicolon bash -x and /temp/t.sh. You just try to create this file with this content, and then write it into the temporary, which everybody is writing it, but execute it afterward to remove it. First of all, that is not running as root. Secondly, I'm not allowing it to create files. Thirdly, I'm not allowing to run this command. So the whole command is not authorized to run. So you're safe to practice this one, and it's as your sandbox or kind of test bed. You could just learn it and practice it there. So let me go to the end of the actual start of this one. This was, I was going to intend to do this one. I'm going to go quickly through this one. Normally I go through these presentation, but by that time I have already lost everybody. They are saying that show me the ones that you want to show first. I can see the lecture after. So I'm going to do this time a different way to show you the lecture show slides. So this is the video that I just covered. I covered about 43 chapters. There's a lot more on the last chapters. Maybe I didn't cover all of them, but you could just go to MyWebUniversity table of contents and read the same one for chapter 42 and 43 that I might have just not covered. Free chapters, all of them, computer science courses, complete IT, information technology, DevOps and training, and zero cost to you. And everything is free, and it will always be free. But remember, it is free for all. At some point, I'm paying for a lot of these things, and if somebody just on YouTube or something that I get a subscription and I can cover it, that's awesome, but I am not going to be able to survive just like this forever. And I have done a lot of hard work. It's time for you guys to share it and just do help other ones through the community. By you sharing it, you're just making changes on your community. And the website is mywebuniversity.com. The YouTube channel is YouTube at MyWebUniversity for English, and which is like this, youtube.com at MyWebUniversity. For Dari channel is youtube.com at MyWebUniversity Dari. Dari is for Dari for Afghan community. So on this one, no login is required, no paywalls, no credit card, everything on the internet, everything online, always free, and always will be free as far as I'm concerned. If some other company bought the company and then they acquired it and then they just wants to monetize it, that's different. But I'm on trying to do all of these ones with all my documentation and the programs that I wrote. I have made it all available for free. That's zero cost. Python, Linux, Windows operating system, Go language, Java programming language, Rust, Docker, SQL, structured query language, cloud computing, Ansible, security, cybersecurity, networking, Amazon Web Services, or just some of the topics that we covered on this video and on previous videos. And then it is 43 chapters, as you can see here, 43 chapters, all of them are free. Cloud computing, IT developments, Python, Linux, cloud, Docker, Kubernetes, cybersecurity, and networking. Chapter 43 is networking, actually. Chapter 42 is cybersecurity, and so on. And before that one is Kubernetes, before that one is Docker, before that one is cloud. And then all of that one, no paywall, no credit, for free, forever, no login. YouTube at MyWebUniversity is the YouTube channel. And that's me, Wahid Al-Lutfi. And then I'm serving you to get better on your area, whether it's a school or college or companies that you work for, or just are good at passion to code. The mission, free education for every person on earth. That is my mission, that I want to provide free IT and DevOps and computer science courses, college level courses for as long as I can afford. I will provide all of that on for free. And please share that free technical documentations, PDF files, and then YouTube videos, and all my lectures for your loved ones, whether you're using Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn or WhatsApp, all of those social media, you're welcome to share with others and to just say, hey, don't go to expensive college if you cannot afford it. There are people that with silver spoon their mouth, they can pay for $200,000 a year, or 100,000, or 50,000, or 20,000 a year, or even 5,000 a year, or $500 semester. They can afford it, but there are some of us that we cannot pay for anything, even buying a book. There are people that they requested to me in the past that I cannot get the PDF files. I don't want to mention the person's name or anything, but based on that one, I knew that there are a lot of people like myself that needed a PDF version or free version of the software or something that open source community provides. And my job is that I compile everything for you, more than 500,000 PDF files that also has links on it that you could get millions of other ones on the internet from that one source that or 500 PDF files, 50,000 PDF files that I provide you. In addition, you could watch it on YouTube, the YouTube channels, and learn it. And then also for MyWebUniversity.com, all these courses that I have presented you, chapter 1 through 43. And it is called the Direct Path to Linux Ubuntu. No login, no paywalls, no trials, 43 complete professional chapters, from Python to cloud architecture, building from 36 years of real engineering. I have 2 computer science degree, Bachelor of Science and Master of Science in Computer Science. I have 8 years of teaching credential at the universities, Cal State Fullerton, National University, Pasadena City College, Computer Learning Center. A lot of those places, I taught a lot of compiler classes, operating system, database, programming languages, C, Python, Oracle, PL SQL, C++, and you name it, MySQL, everything. But now I'm here to serve you. Giving free because given freely because knowledge has no price tag. That is my mission. And knowledge should not have a price tag. Everybody should share the knowledge and for free, as far as I'm concerned. And then you could learn that one at mywebuniversity.com/table of content 1.html. That is the direct path to Linux Ubuntu that has 43 chapters. The main page also has the videos and other ones that you can watch. And then I'm going to tell you who this video is, who this course is, who this material is that for. Who is this for? Everyone, everyone on earth. Anybody that touches computer science, IT, DevOps, programming, operating system, work on the internet, and wants to learn computers, these materials are for you. These resources are there for you for free. Whether you're a student, can afford boot camps at the university, or developers want to go deeper onto cloud and DevOps, or a data scientist want to learn R language or Python or Bash or querying and other things, with want to do cloud on infrastructure skills. At the same time, if you're a career changers, starting from zero to want to become a hero, I have a lot of courses for you for different area, different subjects, and you can learn it. If you're an IT professional, modernizing the skills for DevOps era, that's your choice also. For global students, whether you're in Afghanistan, Iran, Tajikistan, Africa, anywhere on earth, you're welcome to just go there. My mission, what I'm thinking of providing on the global level is no boundaries. So it doesn't matter what race you have, what gender you have, what nationality you have, love and peace to entire world. That is my mission. It is peace. When we succeed, it is with peace we can love, and with war, obviously, people hate each other. And then so love and peace go to hand in hand. And with that one, having these two, you have no boundaries, no nationality, because just being biased against certain groups or certain race or certain gender, that's obviously discrimination. And then people that are in Afghanistan, that little young girls cannot go to from middle school to higher levels, that is stupid, that is inaccurate. And God does not want us to just violate other humans' rights. And then so make sure that you just support those kind of things for all the innocent Afghan children. How it works, you just go to MyWebUniversity.com, and then the direct path to Linux 1.2 with 43 chapters will be in the menu. You just click on it and then you start learning. Click on any chapters out of the 43 chapters, complete reference, syntax, description, and examples. And then search any topics. You can jump directly to what you need right now. You don't have to just learn Python if you want to learn Java or C or Go or vice versa. All right. Click copy. The one that I showed you for Ruby, you could do it for C, C++, Go, Python, all of that one. You could just cut and paste the code and run it. And then if it's a compiler code, you have to compile it. If it's interpreter, you could run it in the terminals. One-click code in your clipboard, right? Open a terminal, paste it, and run it and learn it. This is true in terms of by running it in terms of the files are being Bash or Ruby or Perl or the other interpreter, Python. But if you want to make an executable of it, then you have to compile it like C, C++, and Go and other ones. With Python also, PyInstaller, I showed you a full video. You can do executable files. No accounts needed. You don't have to have account. Yes, you do have to have a YouTube kind of Gmail account, and the Gmail account on Google will allow you to subscribe to any YouTube channel that you want. And please don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel. That way I could just bring you and provide you more knowledge of 36 years with full degrees and everything that I have done, and make you one of the subject matter experts. So no account needed, no enrollment, just knowledge. Immediately available whenever you need. You might go to a bootcamp, one course or another one, but with my 2,100 videos or 522 videos on YouTube with 500,000 PDF, I guarantee you 100% that you are not losing anything. All it is zero cost to you. Just share that information with your loved ones, and together we all could be shining, and you will be the next expert on the subject. And the more you learn, the more passionate you become, the more you use your time. It is just your time and access to the internet and a browser. Or everything on your cell phone or desktop, everything, you will learn it on a browser. So there's no hardware that you have to buy. There's no software that you have to buy. There's no operating system that you have to install. There's no virtualization, Docker or Amazon Web Services, containerization, or installing VMware or anything, VirtualBox or anything, VMs. You don't need any of them. All you need is a desire to go to MyWebUniversity. The rest is all on MyWebUniversity cloud, and I'll provide it for free. Sorry, one more thing here on the paste and run. I already talked about it. So, and this one I'm talking about like chapter 1 through chapter 29. And then this one you could see we talked about GCC for C compilation and C++ for G++ compiler, and then Go language for Golang, and then Go language is Google Cloud, basically. It does work for microservices and Dockers and Kubernetes built-in Go's. And Java, enterprise standard banking, government, insurance, and still power the world with Java. Ruby, elegant production, Ruby on Rail, countless startup and SaaS, software as a service platforms. All of them on the web, they use Ruby all the time, or Python, or Perl. And Rust, this is a future of system programming. Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and migrating to Rust. All of them. Perl, enterprise automation and legacy system. If you work in enterprise IT, you need this Perl. It will stand for Practical Extraction Reporting Language. Back in maybe 2000 to 2003, this one, I was working for a web hosting company, 129,000 domains. All of them were used Zinc Perl programming language. Python and other ones didn't exist back then, but then there was talk between the Perl programmers and Pythons. And Peter Scott was one of our fellow friends at Jet Propulsion Laboratory at the time. He was writing a portion of Perl, and then writing a lot of code on Perl, as well as a lot of books on Perl. And then he was on that talk with Python. Eventually Python won, so that's why Python is all over. Chapter 29, R programming language, statistics, language of data science, ggplot2, dplyr, tidy models, and then statistical computing with R, data science kind of models. And then all 9 languages, complete reference tables with copy paste, at least 5 or 3 or some examples, they're all free. And then chapter 30 to 34, the universal language of the web. Chapter 30, JavaScript and Node.js. And I showed you some examples. You could do that one. And then HTML and CSS, chapter 31. And then chapter 32, JSON, I showed you. And chapter 33, XML. And chapter 34, YAML. So why these chapters matter? YAML alone saves hours of debugging every week. JSON is on every API on Earth. JavaScript runs in every browser. HTML, CSS, the virtual layer of the web. XML, enterprise and government everywhere. So chapter 35, we have a structured file language and databases, and you have data manipulation language, data control language, data definition language, and data query language. And these are some of the statements: select, insert, update, delete. And then there's create a statement and other ones. I have covered a lot of structured file language. I'm not going to go through all these lines, but watch those videos and then SQL and database course that I showed you. I have covered at least 1 hour or 2 hours on the subject. And chapter 36, LDAP, Lightweight Directive Access Protocol, Directory Services, and then LDAP concept, and then LDEF, and then LDAP search, and LDAP add, LDAP modify, Python LDAP libraries, how you use it, Active Directories, and then authentication, integration with single sign-on there, SSO. Cloud computing, we talked about Amazon Web Services, Azure, GCP, and then all of these infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service, virtual private computing, Amazon Images, and then auto scaling, CloudWatch, monitoring, and Ansible, OpenShift. And this is Red Hat stuff. Kubernetes is Red Hat stuff. All of this is open source, but it is very, very productive for playbook on Ansible, the rules, and then the Vault 30 models, and command line and SQI build. AWS and Azure chapter deep dive, elastic computing, 2 storage services, 3 Lambda functions and RDS, Azure VMs, and that you could create that. On Amazon Web Services, you could create VMs. On Azure, you could create VMs. AKS and key vaults and command line SDKs. The command line for Amazon Web Services is very cool. You could just practice it. And there's some of them on the chapter 39 listed there. Chapter 40, Docker and Podman. Similarly, Docker files, multi-stage, and built-in Docker Compose and rootless Podman. Apache and Nginx web services, and then so for Apache, we're running Apache web server, Apache 2.2.62 is the latest. So for 67 or other ones will be introduced soon when they find vulnerabilities. Nginx, make sure you patch your Apache web server. Apache, and back in 90 it's called Apache because every time they found a bug they found put a patch. Eventually they name it Apache. There's Tomcat, Jakarta and other ones there. Nginx is very cool, lightweight, doing the same thing there. So all free at MyWebUniversity.com. These 5 categories complete DevOps career toolkits. If you're at DevOps there and you're not using My Web University, you are going to lose big time. If you want to just compete with anybody, subscribe to My Web University channel, watch my YouTube channels, and understand from this one. I'll guarantee you that master that group that you are there. And so here I'm talking about security and networking, chapter 42, protocol API, cybersecurity. We talk about operating system, SQL injection and stuff, and then OS injection, all of that one, a lot of videos. I covered OpenSSL, I covered SSH, scopy, secure FTP, a lot of these REST API, OAuth, and then fail ban. All of that one is depend on what you do. This is for Bitcoin cryptology. I never use this one. I will never touch it. Most of those Bitcoins are kind of like a little bit, unfortunately, people that they're getting corrupt or working with corrupt people, they are just always buying stocks and millions and sharing it with their friends and then selling it the next day and manipulating the market. I will never join in any of those ones. I hope you don't either. Chapter 43, networking, OSI models, TCP IP stack, IP version 4, IP version 6, CIDR, subnetting, DNS record, DIG, NS lookup, ping, trace route, all of this IP table, everything that. And so this is the end of this video. YouTube, make sure you join in at youtube.com. This is the global mission, youtube.com at MyWebUniversity Dari, and then youtube.com at MyWebUniversity for English. And this is Dari for C, Persian, Afghan community, Tajikistan, Iran, Afghanistan, This is the song where when we were playing soccer, we were winning the South Asia Cup, and there was a very famous song, Afghanistan. And then Iran, people, they also watched the World Cup, they were chanting for Iran. Tajikistan was also good. Uzbekistan lost, unfortunately, for C, and then Dari. So a lot of these things are welcome to do it. I can read and write Arabic and Farsi and Dari, and then speak English and Farsi and Dari and Urdu and Hindi. So a lot of those things, and many computer programming languages that is much harder than understanding one or two language in English or Dari. And they have different syntax, which are computer coded syntax. Special dedication to every students in Afghan, Iran, and Tajikistan for Dari channels. And then to the young women, this is tough. To the young women and girls who have been told education is not for them. It is for them. It has always been for them. no one can stop. Because God, Allah is with them. Knowledge travels through the internet where no door can stop. No boundaries, no race, no gender, no ethnicity, no nationality. Love and peace to the entire world. Free education for all forever. God bless you all. Help your friends, loved ones, help those innocent. Have a good one. Bye.